All right, let's dive into blue ocean strategy.
Yeah, the book by W. Chan Kim and Renee Mauborgne.
It's all about creating those blue oceans, right? Uncontested market spaces.
Exactly. Making competition, well, kind of irrelevant.
And achieving profitable growth, of course.
But the really fascinating thing is, they challenge us to rethink how we even view success.
Instead of just battling it out for the same customers.
Instead of fighting for scraps in a red ocean, they ask, what if we created entirely new W demand?
Okay, I love that idea, in theory.
Right.
But is that even possible? In today's market, it feels like everything's already been done.
That's where it gets interesting. Think back just 30 years.
30 years, okay.
Did we have things like mutual funds, cell phones, even discount retail the way we do now?
Not really, no. Good point.
The landscape changes constantly. We underestimate our ability to create new markets.
So you're saying there's hope for those of us who aren't, the next Steve Jobs.
Exactly. You don't have to be a tech genius to find a blue ocean.
And the book really drives home this difference, this red ocean versus blue ocean thing.
Oh yeah, those analogies are vivid.
Red oceans, all blood and sharks, fighting for every little advantage.
Right. Most industries operate that way.
Battling over the same customers, squeezing margins, stuck in this incremental innovation.
It's a recipe for burnout, honestly.
Whereas blue oceans, I can almost picture it.
Yeah.
Like you're on a yacht, smooth sailing, endless horizon.
That's it. Vast spaces, ripe with opportunity.
You make the rules, you set the value.
And you enjoy that profitable growth without the constant pressure of competitors.
Okay, so who's actually done this?
Well, the book highlights Cirque du Soleil, a classic example.
Cirque du Soleil, right. But what's the real takeaway for someone like me?
Their success wasn't just about being different, it was strategic. They took a dying industry
The circuit.
and reinvented it completely. They eliminated what everyone thought was essential.
The animals, the star performers, all that.
All of it. They focused on creating a totally new experience.
Yeah, I get it was a hit, but I'm more of a numbers person. Did they actually make more money this way? Seems risky to throw out what's always worked.
And that's precisely what makes it a blue ocean. They tapped into a market that wasn't even being served.
Adults looking for sophisticated entertainment.
Exactly. And by eliminating those costly elements, their profit margins soared.
So new market NEB, more money, impressive, still feels a bit out there for the average business. What about something more relatable, like, I don't know, wine?
Well, you've hit on another great example, yellowtail wine. They took on an industry known for being complex and intimidating.
Oh, tell me about it. Standing in the wine aisle, overwhelmed by choices.
Exactly. They eliminated the jargon, simplified the choices, and used a fun, bright label.
So they weren't targeting wine snobs.
They went after people who usually wouldn't even consider wine.
So they expanded the market by appealing to non-customers?
Absolutely. It's about changing the game entirely. And here's something even more counterintuitive. The book argues that lasting success isn't tied to being a great company.
Wait, what? Not even being in a great industry.
Think about it. Even the most celebrated companies have their ups and downs.
Kodak, for example.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What matters are the strategic moves.
So it doesn't matter if I work for Google or a tiny startup, it's all about the moves I make.
Think about it. Even Google could make a Kodak-like misstep.
Okay, that idea's kind of scary. Puts the pressure on you to make smart choices.
It does.
But how do I even start to think differently about strategy?
That's where the concept of value innovation comes in. It's the cornerstone of this whole blue ocean thing.
All right, lay it on me. I'm all ears.
Value innovation. It's
Yeah.
not about beating the competition, at their own game.
So not about being slightly better, slightly faster, slightly cheaper.
Exactly. It's about changing the game entirely. Instead of incremental improvements, you aim for a leap in value.
For both you and your customer, right?
Right. It's like creating a whole new category
Mhm.
where the old rules don't even apply anymore.
Okay, so how do we find these blue oceans? I mean, this book is like a treasure map, right?
Exactly. And they provide a framework for that. 6 paths to create blue oceans.
Ooh, paths. I like it. It's like we're on a quest.
It is. It's about thinking differently, breaking free from those assumptions that trap us in the red ocean.
Okay, give me the first path.
First path. Look across alternative industries.
All right, alternative industries. Hit me with an example.
Think about NetJets.
NetJets, the private jet company.
Yeah. They saw an opportunity to bridge this gap between commercial airlines and private jets.
Private jets. Sounds a little out of reach for most of us. How does that apply to, everyday folks?
It's the principle.
Mm.
NetJets didn't just offer cheaper private jets, they created a whole new category,
Mm?
fractional ownership.
Fractional ownership, okay.
They tapped into those business travelers who need the speed, the convenience.
But can't afford a whole jet themselves.
Right. They took two existing industries, kind of mashed them together, and bam, something new.
All right, path number 2, what do we got?
Path 2 is look across strategic groups within an industry.
Okay, strategic groups.
So think about fitness. You've got your hardcore gyms, your boutique studios, your at-home programs.
Yeah, all competing for the same fitness junkies, really.
That's where Curves comes in.
Curves, the women's gym.
They looked at those groups and realized a lot of women, they want the motivation of a gym.
But maybe they're intimidated by the whole scene.
Exactly. So Curves, they stripped away all the extras, no fancy equipment, created a simple, supportive environment.
Just for women. Smart.
They weren't trying to be everything to everyone.
They found their blue ocean. What's next?
The third path. Look across the chain of buyers.
Chain of buyers, okay?
Don't just focus on the obvious customer. Think about who else influences the purchase.
So like with kids' toys, it's not just the kid who wants it, it's the parent who's paying.
Exactly. Or look at Bloomberg.
Bloomberg, the financial news giant.
They revolutionized that whole industry. They focused on the traders, the analysts who were using the terminals.
Not just the bosses who were buying them.
Right. Traders needed more than just data. They needed analysis, collaboration, even lifestyle features.
Because their lives are so hectic.
They understood the user, made the product way more valuable.
All right, hit me with path number 4.
Look across complementary product and service offerings.
Complementary, so thinking about what goes along with it.
Think about what happens before, during, and after your product or service is used. Those frustration points.
Like trying to assemble furniture with those impossible instructions.
Exactly. What if a company not only gave you clear instructions, but also offered a seamless delivery and assembly service?
Game changer. Suddenly, I actually want to buy furniture.
They looked beyond the product, considered the whole customer journey.
Okay, I'm liking this. Path number 5.
Path 5. Look across functional emotional appeal to buyers.
Functional versus emotional. Interesting.
Is your industry stuck in a rut, either too focused on just the function or too caught up in emotional appeals?
Like those designer water bottles that cost a fortune but are just, water bottles.
Exactly. Or think about insurance. Traditionally, very functional, policies, premiums.
But what if they tapped into the emotional side? Peace of mind, personalized support?
Instead of buying a contract, you're investing in your well-being.
Okay, last path. Bring it on.
Look across time. Anticipate trends. Understand how they might impact your industry.
So don't just react to change, be a part of shaping it.
Exactly. It's not about predicting the future perfectly, but understanding the forces at play.
Like the rise of digital music.
Apple saw that happening, created iTunes, made downloading easy, legal, affordable. They capitalized on the trend.
He basically created the future of music. Okay, we've got our 6 paths. It's a lot to absorb. But let's say I've identified a potential blue ocean. How do I actually map out a strategy? Didn't you mention something called a strategy canvas?
The strategy canvas. It's a brilliant tool for visualizing your position and seeing how to break away from the competition.
So it's like a visual roadmap for our blue ocean journey.
Exactly. Move away from those dense spreadsheets, embrace a more intuitive approach.
I'm a visual person, so that works for me. Any real-world examples of this canvas in action?
The book uses EFS, a corporate foreign exchange company.
Foreign exchange, okay.
They were struggling to differentiate themselves, stuck in a classic red ocean.
Competing on price, speed, customer service. Same old, same old.
Right. And when they mapped out their existing strategy on the canvas, they had a bit of an aha moment.
What'd they discover? Something totally unexpected.
Their value curves, basically how they were performing on those key factors, they were all over the place.
Lacking focus, trying to be everything to everyone.
They were mimicking the competition instead of charting their own course.
Ouch. So what did they do?
Back to the drawing board. Started experimenting, using those 6 paths to create new value curves.
So brainstorming different ways to eliminate, reduce, raise, create factors that would make them stand out?
Exactly. They came up with different scenarios, each with a catchy tagline that summed up the strategy, and then they held a strategy fair.
A strategy fair, like a science fair for business ideas.
That's it. They presented their ideas to judges, customers, non-customers to get real feedback.
Love that. Getting real people involved. So what was the winning strategy?
It focused on a seamless, hassle-free experience. Speed, accuracy, transparency. They became the FedEx of corporate foreign exchange.
Brilliant. They took a complex process and made it simple, reliable, even a bit exciting. But it's not just about the tagline, right? How did they actually implement this?
Streamlined processes, eliminated steps, used technology for real-time tracking, and they used the canvas to communicate the vision.
So the strategy canvas, it's not just a planning tool, it's a communication tool.
Exactly. It aligned the whole organization around a shared vision.
Everyone rowing in the same direction. I like it. Okay, so we found our blue ocean, mapped out the strategy, got the team on board, we're sailing smoothly, enjoying the view, and then bam, competition shows up. What then? Can we even defend a blue ocean?
That's the question, right? And the book addresses that. Blue oceans don't last forever. But there are barriers that can delay imitation.
Okay, barriers. Like what? Tell me these secrets to protect my precious blue ocean.
First, value innovation often doesn't make sense to companies stuck in the old logic. They're so busy fighting each other, they don't even see the new market.
Too focused on the scraps to notice the feast you've set up.
Right. Sometimes the blue ocean strategy just clashes with their brand image.
Like a luxury car company suddenly making budget-friendly cars.
Exactly. It would confuse everyone. And sometimes the market just can't support another player.
A natural monopoly, where the first one in has a huge advantage.
Right. But don't forget things like patents and intellectual property.
Those definitely help.
But the book argues that the strongest barriers are often inherent to the strategy itself. Remember those cost advantages?
Economies of scale, right. The more you produce, the cheaper it gets.
Exactly. And then you have network externalities. The value increases as more people use it.
Like social media. More users, more attractive to new users.
It snowballs. Sometimes imitation just requires such massive changes, companies can't or won't do it.
So inertia can actually be a good thing.
Sometimes. And then you've got that first mover advantage. Brand buzz, loyal customers.
They're the pioneers. They've built that reputation.
So those blue oceans, they might not last forever, but these barriers buy you time. Time to establish yourself, achieve that growth.
Okay, that makes me feel better. But let's not forget the human element. Even with the best strategy, things can go wrong. The book really emphasizes fair process, right?
You're getting it. It's not enough to have the strategy, you got to execute it well. Fair process is about making sure people feel engaged, understood, respected.
Winning hearts and minds, not just giving orders. How does that actually work, though?
They talk about Elko, a company implementing a new manufacturing strategy in 2 plants.
2 plants, okay.
They were switching to the cellular manufacturing model.
Big change.
The one plant, Chester, management just, bam, implemented the change. No employee involvement, no explanation, no clear expectations.
Sounds like trouble.
And it was. Resistance, delays, the whole thing failed.
So even a good idea, if you don't bring people along, it can backfire.
Big time. The other plant, High Park, completely different approach. They embrace fair process from the start.
So they actually involve the employees.
Engage them in the planning, explain the benefits, set clear expectations.
Made them feel like part of the solution, not just robots.
Exactly. And the High Park plant. Smooth transition. Employees embraced it, exceeded targets.
Wow, so it wasn't the strategy, it was how they did it.
Fair process builds trust, commitment, cooperation, especially when you're asking people to embrace change.
So it's not just about being nice, it's about making the strategy more effective. A win-win.
The book even argues fair process can be more important than the strategy itself, because the best strategy fails if no one executes it.
So fair process is the secret sauce.
It's the bridge between the idea and the success. It's about empowering people, making the strategy their own.
Okay, I'm seeing the bigger picture here. It's not just about finding the blue ocean, it's about navigating it. It's about the barriers, the fair process, the culture. It's a lot. What's the one big takeaway you want me to walk away with?
Blue ocean strategy isn't just a theory, it's a framework. You can use it to create that market space, make the competition irrelevant, and grow.
It's a toolkit for breaking free from the red ocean. But where do we even start? I'm inspired, but a bit overwhelmed.
Here's a thought-provoking question to leave you with. Think about your own life, your work, the problems you face, the things that frustrate you. Where's the opportunity to create a leap in value that no one else is seeing?
What can I eliminate, reduce, raise, create to unlock my own blue ocean?
Exactly. It's so easy to get stuck in that day-to-day, We forget to look for those bigger opportunities.
Like we're so busy steering the ship that we forget to even look at the map.
It's not just about finding the blue ocean, it's about navigating it.
Bringing people along, building trust, that culture of
You
innovation.
got it.
I love that. It's not just a business strategy, it's a whole mindset.
It is.
Being open to new possibilities, challenging the way things are, always looking for that uncharted territory.
And who knows, maybe we'll find some treasure along the way.
That's the spirit. Thanks for taking us on this depth dive. I feel like I'm ready to set sail on my own blue ocean adventure.
It's been a pleasure. Bon voyage.
And to everyone listening, thanks for joining us. Until next time, keep exploring, keep innovating, and remember, there's always a blue ocean out there waiting to be discovered.